Welcome to Ethics at Work, turning principles into everyday practice. My name is Dr. Shanna Hayden, and in this session, we will explore how ethical decision-making influences the work we do every day in schools. Ethics are much more than a set of rules to follow. They are principles that guide our actions, shape our professional relationships, and help us make choices that support students, families, colleagues, and the broader school community. Throughout this session, we will examine practical ways to apply ethical principles to real workplace situations and strengthen our professional practice. Ethics influences every aspect of educational practice. While some ethical decisions are obvious, many occur in everyday situations that may not initially seem as significant. The way we communicate with students, respect privacy, respond to concerns, and work with colleagues all reflect our ethical standards. This session focuses on transforming ethical principles into actions that support student success and strengthen professional relationships. Today, I'm excited to share a bit about my educational journey and professional background, which has greatly shaped my approach to ethical leadership and education. Starting with my undergraduate education, I attended Bloomsburg University of Pennsylvania. This foundation was pivotal in my path as an educator. I furthered my studies at St. Thomas University for my graduate education, where I deepened my knowledge and passion for teaching and leadership. My teaching experience spans English and secondary education for grades 7 through 12, and I've had the privilege of working with kindergarten through 12th grade gifted students. Additionally, I hold a National STEM certification, a Master of Science in Educational Leadership, and a PhD in Ethical Leadership. These experiences have prepared me to guide others in ethical practices within educational settings. Currently, I serve as a STEM and online learning specialist at Blast Intermediate Unit 17, where I continue to champion ethical leadership and innovative educational practices. By the end of this session, you will understand the importance of ethics in the paraeducator role and identify key professional responsibilities and ethical expectations. We will explore strategies for making ethical decisions, discuss how to respond to common workplace dilemmas, and build confidence in making choices that support students and school teams. The goal is to help you feel prepared to navigate challenges professionally and ethically in a variety of situations. As you participate in this training, consider how ethical decision-making affects your daily responsibilities. Many workplace situations involve balancing multiple priorities at once. Understanding ethical principles can help you navigate uncertainty and make choices that align with professional expectations while keeping students' best interests at the center of every decision. Today's session focuses on 5 important areas. We will begin by defining ethics and examining why they matter in educational settings. Next, we will discuss the ethical responsibility of paraeducators, identify common ethical challenges that arise in schools, explore a simple process for decision-making, and examine professional behaviors that support student success. As we move through these topics, remember that ethics are not simply rules we memorize. They are the principles that guide our daily decisions and actions. Ethics is not just a theoretical concept discussed during training sessions. It is something we practice every day through our behavior and decision making. This session is designed to provide practical examples and strategies that you can immediately apply in your work environment. So, what are ethics? Ethics are the principles and values that help us determine what is right, fair, and responsible. In education, ethics influence how we treat students, communicate with colleagues, protect confidential information, respond to challenges, and represent our profession. Ethical behavior often involves making thoughtful choices, even when no one is watching. It means doing the right thing because it supports the well-being of students and strengthens trust within the school community. Ethical behavior often requires us to think beyond what is convenient or easy. Sometimes the ethical choice may require extra effort, difficult conversations, or seeking guidance from others. However, consistently making ethical decisions helps build credibility and reinforces trust within the school community. Ethical behavior builds trust and supports a positive learning environment. When students feel respected, families feel informed and valued, and staff members work together professionally, schools become places where students can thrive. Every ethical decision contributes to a culture of safety, respect, and accountability. Trust is difficult to build and easy to lose. Families trust schools with their children, students trust adults to support them, and coworkers trust one another to act professionally. Ethical behavior helps protect and strengthen those relationships, creating a foundation for successful collaboration and for learning. It is important to understand the difference between ethics, laws, and policies. Laws are requirements established by government agencies and must be followed. For example, school personnel are often required by law to report suspected abuse. Policies are rules established by districts and schools, such as technology use guidelines. Ethics, however, are the professional principles that guide our decisions and actions. While laws and policies provide structure, ethics often help us make decisions in situations where a policy may not provide a clear answer. Ethical thinking allows us to act in ways that are respectful, responsible, and professional. Understanding the relationship among ethics, laws, and policies is important because all three influence professional behavior. Laws establish required actions, policies provide organizational expectations, and ethics guide judgment. When used together, they help professionals make informed and responsible decisions. Students, families, and staff rely on paraeducators to act professionally, protect student privacy, treat others fairly, support student well-being, and follow professional expectations. Ethical behavior creates trust, and trust is essential in schools. When ethical standards are consistently followed, students feel safe, families develop confidence in the school, teams work more effectively together, and schools maintain credibility within the community. Because paraeducators often spend significant time working directly with students, their actions have a powerful impact on student experiences. Students often view paraeducators as trusted adults. Because paraeducators frequently spend significant time working directly with students, their actions, attitudes, and responses can significantly influence student experiences. Consistently ethical behavior helps students feel safe, supported, and respected throughout their school day and beyond. The ethical responsibilities of paraeducators extend to many different groups. We have responsibilities to students by ensuring their safety, treating them with respect, supporting their growth, and acting fairly. We have responsibilities to families by maintaining professionalism, protecting confidentiality, and building trust. We also have responsibilities to colleagues through collaboration, reliability, and respect. Finally, we have responsibilities to the broader community of the school by demonstrating integrity, accountability, and professional conduct. Every interaction affects relationships and contributes to the overall learning environment. Each group we serve has different expectations and needs. Students need support and protection. Families need trust and professionalism. Colleagues rely on collaboration and reliability. The school community depends on integrity and accountability. Ethical practice requires balancing these responsibilities while remaining focused on our students' success. Ethical professionals demonstrate several important characteristics. They show integrity by doing what is right consistently, even when challenges arise. They demonstrate respect by valuing students and colleagues. They maintain reliability by following through on responsibilities and on commitments. They exercise good judgment by thinking carefully before acting, and they model positive behavior that students can learn from and even emulate. Professionalism is not based on a single action. It is demonstrated through consistent behaviors over time. Professionalism involves consistency. It means demonstrating integrity even when no one is monitoring your actions. It means treating others respectfully even during disagreements. It means following through on responsibilities even when the tasks become challenging. These habits build credibility and establish a reputation for reliability. Student information must always be protected. Paraeducators may have access to sensitive information such as academic records, behavioral information, health information, family circumstances, and even disability-related information. This information is private and should only be shared with individuals who have a legitimate educational need to know. Student information is never appropriate as conversational material outside of professional settings. Maintaining confidentiality protects students, strengthens trust, and ensures compliance with professional expectation. Confidentiality protects students from embarrassment, stigma, and unnecessary disclosure of personal information. Families must feel confident that sensitive information will be handled responsibly. By safeguarding confidential information, staff members demonstrate respect for students and uphold professional and even legal expectations. There are several important practices that help protect confidentiality. Effective professionals keep student information private, discuss concerns only with appropriate staff members, secure records and materials, and follow district procedures. Equally important are the things we should avoid. We should never discuss students in public settings, share information with friends or family, post student information online, or access information that is not necessary for our work. Even well-intentioned conversations can unintentionally violate confidentiality expectations, so it is important to be thoughtful and cautious. A useful habit is to pause before sharing information and ask whether the person receiving the information has a legitimate educational need to know. If there is any uncertainty, seek guidance before discussing the matter. This simple practice can prevent accidental confidentiality violations and will protect student privacy. Paraeducators often develop strong and meaningful relationships with students. While those relationships are important, healthy boundaries are essential. Professional boundaries involve being friendly without becoming friends, maintaining professional communication, keeping interactions focused on school-related purposes, and following school procedures. Boundaries help protect students, protect staff, maintain professionalism, and create consistencies. Clear boundaries are not a barrier to positive relationships. Instead, they create safety, trust, and clarity for everyone who is involved. Students benefit when adults maintain predictable and professional relationships. Appropriate boundaries help create consistency and fairness while reducing the potential for misunderstandings. When students understand that adults are supportive but professional, they are better able to focus on learning and on professional growth and personal growth. Every student deserves respect, fair treatment, inclusive opportunities, and high expectations. Ethical practice requires recognizing individual student needs while ensuring that all students are treated equitably. Respect means valuing each student's dignity. Fair treatment means providing appropriate opportunities and support. Inclusive practices help students feel welcomed, valued, and connected to the learning environment. High expectations demonstrate our belief in every student's potential for growth and for success. Ethical educators recognize that fairness does not necessarily mean treating every student exactly the same. Instead, fairness often means providing students with the supports and opportunities they need to succeed. An inclusive environment values diversity, honors individual differences, and encourages all students to participate meaningfully and in learning. Communication is a reflection of professionalism. Effective communication is respectful, honest, clear, appropriate, and focused on finding solutions. Ethical communicators listen actively, avoid gossip, seek clarification when needed, and address concerns through proper channels. It is important to remember that how we communicate can be just as important as what we communicate. Professional communication helps build trust, strengthens collaboration, and it creates a positive working relationship. Communication has the power to either strengthen or weaken those relationships. Respectful communication builds trust, while negative communication can create conflict and even misunderstanding. Effective professionals choose their words carefully, listen actively, and focus on finding solutions that benefit students and support the team. Paraeducators may encounter a variety of ethical challenges during their work. These can include questions related to confidentiality, concerns about social media use, student safety issues, professional boundaries, workplace conflicts, or questions about fairness and equity. Ethical dilemmas are often difficult because multiple responsibilities and values may be involved at the same time. Understanding how to approach these situations thoughtfully can help ensure that decisions remain focused on student well-being and professional standards. Most ethical dilemmas do not involve obvious right versus wrong choices. More often, they involve competing priorities or incomplete information. Learning to approach these challenges thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively helps professionals make decisions that reflect school values and ethical standards. When facing an ethical dilemma, a simple 4-step process can help guide your decision making. First, stop and pause before reacting. Next, think about who will be affected by the decision. Then, evaluate the available options and ask important questions. Is the action respectful? Is it fair? Is it professional? Does it align with school expectations? Finally, act by choosing the most ethical and professional response available. Thoughtful decision making helps reduce mistakes and strengthens professional practice. Decision-making frameworks are valuable because they provide structure during challenging situations. Rather than relying solely on emotions or assumptions, professionals can use a step-by-step process to evaluate options and make thoughtful choices. This approach increases consistency and confidence when addressing ethical concerns. No one is expected to know the right answer or to know every answer. When faced with uncertainty, begin by reviewing school policies and procedures. Consult a supervisor, seek guidance from appropriate personnel, consider the impact on students, and document concerns when appropriate. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. In fact, seeking guidance demonstrates professionalism, responsibility, and a commitment to making sound decisions. Effective professionals know when to ask questions and use available resources. Seeking guidance also creates opportunities for professional learning. Every question asked and every discussion with every supervisor contributes to greater understanding and stronger professional judgment. Over time, these experiences help build confidence and prepare educators for future situations. Ethical school cultures are built through the collective efforts of everyone in the school community. Trust, respect, accountability, collaboration, professionalism, and student-centered decision-making all contribute to a positive culture. Ethics is not solely an individual responsibility. Entire school communities benefit when ethical practices are consistently modeled and reinforced. When everyone commits to ethical behavior, students experience a safer, stronger, and more supportive learning environment. School culture is shaped by everyday actions. When staff members model honesty, accountability, and respect, those values become part of the school environment. Students notice these behaviors and often reflect them in their own interactions. Ethical leadership can occur at every level of an organization. As we conclude this session, remember, ethics in action means protecting confidentiality, maintaining professional boundaries, treating all students with dignity, communicating respectfully, following policies and procedures, seeking guidance when needed, and always acting in students' best interests. Ethics are demonstrated through daily actions rather than occasional decisions. As you move forward in your work, consider this important question. How can your daily actions strengthen trust, respect, and student success? By approaching each day with professionalism and integrity, you help create learning environments where all students can thrive. Ethics is most powerful when it becomes part of a daily practice rather than an occasional consideration. Every interaction presents an opportunity to build trust, demonstrate respect, and support student success. By making ethical choices consistently, educators help create positive learning environments that benefit students, families, colleagues, and the entire school community. Thank you all for joining this session on ethics in the workplace. I truly value your time and attention today as we delved into the core principles that define an ethical school culture. Your engagement and your willingness to reflect on how these values can be integrated into your daily actions are commendable. It's through consistent practice that we can foster environments rooted in trust, respect, and student success. I genuinely hope you found this discussion insightful and that you're leaving with actionable ideas to implement in your own professional settings. Remember, by embracing these ethical practices, we not only uplift our schools, but also contribute to a more supportive and nurturing community for everyone involved. Thank you once again for your participation. Let's wrap up by ensuring everyone knows how to reach out for further discussion and for support. I'm your go-to person for anything related to STEM, gifted, or online learning. Feel free to reach out by phone at 570-323-8561 extension 1017 or via email at shayden@iu17, noting email is the best way to get in touch with me. Remember, collaboration and communication are key to our collective success. Don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you.